Let's go. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration expert.
You
What that
have
means
something
is,
special. You have greatness in you.
hold up.
Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time.
Facts.
Because we're going to bring the millionaire out. Please enter your...
All right, let's get it.
Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right, it's Free Coaching Friday, y'all. What that means is we're here to help you with a bunch of the questions that y'all asked this week. This is the first edition of Free Coaching Friday we've had since Advanced Sales Mastery. Some of you know, some of you don't. But a couple days ago, we just now had a big event. It was hella cool. And I think we changed some lives in that thing, man. It was almost like a family reunion for Millionaire Minded. But had a bunch of new people in there as well. People that maybe had never even tuned in before, right? But at least they know now. My name is Haziq Ali. I've never had a job, man. All I've ever done is build businesses. And so at this point, I'm probably like uniquely positioned to be able to help you grow your own business. So when you guys write in questions and whatnot, I take it serious. You know, a bunch of you send me questions to Haziq at Nove Money or Haziq Ali at me.com, or you just respond to the newsletter, and we appreciate it. So that's what today is all about, answering a bunch of those questions. We're gonna hurry up and get into it. Shayla, good morning. My man Ken checking in. Ken know what I'm talking about. Good morning, millionaire. What up, Daryl? I mean, KC is in the house. My man Molly Mall is up in here. He helps Black men who feel insecure financially become better providers for their families. Can't wait to that men and women event, my bro. Shayla's from Fort Worth. I wanted to shout out Fort Worth. Hakeem, what's up with you, cuz? Winder, Georgia's in the house. Man, let him know, bro. Let him know. Hakeem was like, that's the best live training I've ever been to. That was amazing. I love it. What's up, Miss Wood? Miss Wood missed ASM this weekend. She ain't mean to. Yahura came through Friday night. Yeah, Vanessa, wasn't it life-changing? You've been using them coffee break conversations, Vanessa. Brooklyn's in the building. I bet you that's my man Sean Shields. If you're rocking with the Facebook groups, make sure you click that little link that's in the caption, so that way it'll start showing your name. What's up, Ashley? Yeah, so good morning, millionaires. This is Free Coaching Friday. It means it's all about you. This is all about the different questions that you've asked this week. This one ain't about me, baby. This is all about you. And so we're here to help you gain some more clarity. We're here to help you expand on certain topics. Maybe we chopped up with you. Check it out. The first question somebody asked me is, should I buy leads? Should I buy leads? Anybody out there ever bought leads? If you've ever bought leads, say yes. If you've never bought leads, then say no. Give it to me right now. Have you ever bought leads? What's up, Arsenio? Good morning, King. Yeah, Ken said it was a life changer as well. I appreciate that. If you've never been to Advanced Sales Mastery, but you still want to rock with me, you can always join the Kaizen Academy, and we'll get you in there. For less than the price of a cup of coffee per day, you're able to join an academy that's full of business growth techniques. You're going to love it. All right, Dr. Marilyn said no. Daryl said no. Oh, good, Miss Wood. Yeah, well, you can always join the Kaizen Academy too, Queen. Miss Wood was like, yeah, I really wanted to be there. And now, especially after all the amazing experiences I've heard so much about, I'll definitely be there for the next one. Fair enough. You had no way of knowing, man. Maybe we was going to put together some nonsense, you know. You have no way of knowing. All right, a bunch of people said no, they've never bought leads before. They've never bought leads. So the person that's thinking about buying this, I just want to say that buying leads, right? Buying leads is a very expensive way for new affiliates to lose enthusiasm for the business altogether. That's what leads do. Leads are a very expensive way of getting somebody to lose all their enthusiasm for the business in general. What they're saying when they try and buy leads, y'all, is they saying, yo, I'm human. I would love the reward without the effort. That's what they're saying when they try to buy leads. They're saying, I'm human. I would love some reward without even having to put in some effort. You got me? Because what happens when you buy leads? You're still going to have to talk to these people. Is that a fact? And if you don't know what to say to your family and friends, you definitely ain't going to know what to say to complete strangers. What is a lead? It's somebody you don't know. Well, hell, that's similar to everybody else you don't know. Am I right? You got people all around you don't know. And I know what you're saying. You're like, these are leads that allegedly clicked yes on some survey somebody put out 3 or 4 years ago. The numbers have been sold 400 different times at this point. And now they're supposed to answer the phone with you and have an open mind. Is that pretty much how these leads work? So that's my best answer for leads. You know, I say just use the leads that are around you, that are standing in line behind you, that are showing up to work beside you, that are going to break at the same time as you, et cetera, so forth. You got leads all around you everywhere you go. All right. Question number 2 this week was, you run ads for your business opportunity and you ask for the prospect's phone number. You call the prospect and say, thanks for answering my ad, you know, or maybe you get somebody on social media to make a post for you. The post gets them to give you the phone number and everything. Then you call them and you say, hey, man, thanks for responding to his or her post about me, right? So in the chat right now, in the comments, what would you say next? That's what this person's asking. What should she say? She probably already says, thank you for answering my ad, or thank you for responding to my friend's Facebook post. But what do you say next? Let me see it in the comments. What do you say? What would be your next thing? Thanks for answering my ad, or thanks for showing love to the social media post. What do you say next? Can I see everybody's best first line? Can I see everybody's best first line, please? What would you say next? Anybody want to share? That's exactly right, Vanessa. Putting the effort in builds the best team. Okay, my man Jay was like, what made you click on my ad? I like that, Jay. So tell me about the problems you need help with. I like that, Jamal. I love that both of these first answers were questions. Somebody write this in the comments. Questions are the answer. Questions are the answer. Questions are the answer. And there are so many different ways to prove it to you. There are so many different good things about asking a good question. Yeah, Ashley, how are you doing? You know, I like that. What can I help you with? That's right. Questions are the answers. Questions are the answers. You might say, what did you see that interested you? You might say something like, so what part of XYZ were you interested in? Right? Exactly what you guys are putting in there. You could do a little mind reading. I bet you're wondering what I'm offering. And they're like, wow, you know, this guy got superpowers. You hear me? So, you know, the whole idea, y'all, is to ask questions, because the longer they talk, the better they're going to feel. Also, with questions, you can make sure that you're being relevant. I did something with Jamal yesterday, just to show him it works. Hey, Jamal, how many questions did I use to close her? How many questions did I use, bro? Do you remember? You remember what I said to her? Do you remember the questions I used? Listen, y'all, questions are the answer. Some of my favorite questions when I'm talking to them is, so how long have you had this problem? I might ask them that. Then after that, I might say, when did you first recognize this was a problem? I'll let them answer that. And then I'll be like, you know, you know, are you sure you even need to fix this problem right now? Or I might say, what makes you so sure you need to fix this problem now? Like, are you sure you can't just go on doing it the same way you've been doing it? What makes now the time to fix this problem? You say you've had the problem this long. What makes now the time to fix it? And then I start making them sell it to themselves. Yeah. That was the third question, Jamal. But first I said, what do you want to know first? Then I said, what do you want to know next? Then I said, what do you want to do next? Those are three questions everybody should write down in your notes. What do you want to know first? What do you want to know next? And then they answer and I say, what else do what do you want to know now? Right? I might keep that one going. I might keep going with question number 2. Then when they're finally out of them, I say, so what do you want to do next? And then they say, oh, well, I guess if somebody could show me how to get started. Oh, I guess I just want to get enrolled as soon as possible. That vibe. Everybody with me? How soon do you want to fix this problem, etc.? Yeah, Daryl, that's exactly right, Ken. It's very important to gain an understanding about their problem before you start presenting a solution. That's exactly right. So yeah, Mark, what would you like to know first? Then what would you like to know next? And then what would you like to do next? All right, so I won't beat that dead horse. We got a few more to cover. Somebody was like, yo, I know I got an option or a solution to my prospect's problems, but I still don't want to do it because it sounds like I'm trying to sell. Do you have any advice? So my answer to that is to remind you that you choosing to keep the solution a secret is causing more suffering in the world. You're sentencing your prospect to suffering. Now, the reason I answer it like that is because that was a yellow person. That was a spring personality that wrote me that. That was a spring personality, and what they care about is helping people. So I spoke to them in the terms of, yo, you're hurting people by not speaking up. You get me? Listen, y'all, we got to stop with the prejudging. We got to stop with designing their life. We got to stop with assuming we know everything. We know what's going on and we don't know nothing. We don't even give them a chance, right? Everything we offer could probably improve their life. Maybe they want to listen. Maybe they don't, but that's up to them. That's up to them, right? So what could we say? What could be some opening lines that help this spring personality feel okay with approaching prospects? Well, there's a couple things we could say. We could say an opening line like, so this may or may not work for you. This may or may not work for you. You got me? We could say something like, would you like to have more options? Would you like to have more options? Would you like to have more options? Right? Y'all got me? This is talking in spring language. I have some videos that might help, but I'm sure you have other options to fix this already. So then they can say, nah, I ain't got no more options. Nah, bring it on. But at least we gave them that side door they can creep out, and they don't have to feel like we're being a salesperson. You know what I mean? All we try and do is help. So that was 3 different options. You could be like, this may or may not work for you. You could be like, would you like to have more options? Or you could go to, I got something that might help, but I'm sure you have other options to fix it. And then they can say, nah, I actually need something. What you got? What you was thinking? You got me? All right. Quick survey, y'all. Quick survey. How many of you have an accountability partner that you get on Good Morning Millionaire with? Just say yes or no. Yes, if you have somebody that you get on with every morning, and no, if you don't. Yes, you have somebody that you kind of talk about what you learned that day and you ask them what did they get out of it, or just say no if you don't. Can I see that real quick? Who has an accountability partner that they watch Good Morning Millionaire with? Somebody in Facebook said no. 2 people in Facebook said no. Shakayla said yes. Sade said no. Jay said no. Somebody else in Facebook said not yet. Ken said yes. Miss Wood said no. Kimberly said yes. Dorsey Lynn said no. Okay, all right. So what I suggest everybody do, Van said no. What I suggest everybody do is partner up with one of these people that said no, reach out to them and kick it with them. Ruby said no. So I want to suggest that everybody reach out to somebody that said no and become accountability partners with them. See if you can't, you say, oh, okay, Shayla said she posted to her women's business empowerment group that she runs. I love that, Shayla. Inbox me, Shayla. Let's talk a little bit about some other things you could be offering that business empowerment group. BZ said no. Daryl said no. All right, so we got a lot of people that could use an accountability partner. So please link up. Because if you don't have an accountability partner, studies show you'll probably just take really good notes and then not even look at them the next day. Can I get a witness? Anybody out here taking the heck out some notes? And you're like, man, I don't review my notes as much as I should. I should know the answer to some of these questions that people are asking Mr. Ali. You know what I mean? But because I didn't look at my notes, I want you to understand, man, all of that, I can't find nobody to be my accountability partner. All that's excuses. Because check it out. What you could always do, is ask your mama. You could ask your pops. You could ask your big brother. You could ask your little sister. It don't matter. Somebody, you could check in with them and be like, hey, listen, I learned this today. I'm trying to hold myself accountable to it. I'm going to check in with you on Monday and let you know what's up. Jay said message him. He wants to link up with whoever else wants an accountability partner. Sade is like guilty. Not as much as I should, and I do want a partner who want to link up. Sade ready to link up. Vanessa said she started looking at her notes more after ASM. I love it. Mark was like, most people I showed this to really love this. I don't know if you were talking to me about Good Morning Millionaire or if you were answering that question about what you should say, how you would train a spring personality to break the ice. But either way, that's an incredible line, Mark, because when you talk in terms of most people, people want to be a part of most people. It's something primal inside us. It's something that's built into our genetics. We never want to be kicked out the tribe. We never want to be kicked out the tribe. We never want to be ostracized. There was a time where if you got kicked out the tribe, it meant death. There was a time where if you got kicked out the tribe, it's like you got nobody to hunt with, nobody to watch your back while you're sleeping. So it's built into our DNA that we hate being ostracized and kicked out the tribe. And so when you say most people, we like, I'm people. I want to be a part of most people. I don't want to be left out here by myself. So most people is a heck of a thing. That's exactly right. I said 15 minutes a day, and I ain't mad at that. Every 24 hours, 7 days straight, 10 to 15 minutes a day, Vanessa, and your retention will go up 80-something%. Good job. Good job. Somebody in Facebook said, me too. Whoever that is in Facebook, click that link in the caption so it starts to show your name in the group. My man P.O. in the house. Miss Wood said, I don't look at him like I should, and I'd love to link with someone. Good stuff. Shayla said, I'm down, Queen. Kenya said, I invite, but they don't stay consistent. Van Jenkins said, is there a good book on questions to ask prospects? Hey, Van, in the Kaizen Academy, I got a whole course called Questions Are the Answer. Also, the homework never expires. So when you take that course, you can still email me like we just did that course this morning, So get in the Kaizen Academy, man. And as always, I give you a money back guarantee. If you feel like it's not worth the little money you spent on it, I just give you all your money back. To God be the glory. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to really help your business grow. So take that course. Questions are the answer. All right, all right. Let's see the next question somebody had. By the way, if you don't know, if you're just now getting here, we're getting all these questions from the newsletter. If you haven't joined the newsletter yet, go to millionaireminded.com, put your name and your email in that box, and just like that, you're enrolled in a newsletter. It's going to send you the affirmations we say every morning, stuff like that. That's cool. But also make sure that you are plugged in. Make sure you're plugged in with the newsletter. That's where I'm getting these questions from, people that responded to the newsletter. All right, this next question was pretty good. Somebody was like, yo, I get a lot of different types of objections. What's a basic objection format that I can use? What's a basic objection format that I can use? So first of all, why is this person getting so many objections? Anybody? Because when we're getting all these objections, that hurts our ego. That starts to hurt our confidence. Am I right? So let's explore it. Why is this person getting so many objections? There's probably 3 different reasons that this person could be getting this many objections. Or if it's you, maybe you can learn something from this too, right? Number 1 is she probably ain't building enough rapport. How much of a sale is the rapport, y'all? Let me see who's millionaire minded. How much of the sale is a rapport? Yeah, Kaizen Academy works. Yeah, Kim is like, Kaizen Academy changed my life. Sade was like, it really works well. Yeah, Ken is like, use those coffee break conversations. They're a game changer. Van is like, I'm new. Where's that course? Yeah. If you reach out to me, Van, we'll get it to you. Or Jamal will tell you how to sign up for Kaizen Academy. Or maybe he'll grab it and split it with you. And it's less than a cup of coffee a day, bro. Yeah. So rapport is 80% of the sale. That's exactly right, Technisha. That's exactly right, Ken. That's exactly right, Jamal. It's 80% of the sale. And the more you ask questions, the more rapport they'll have with you. And the other added benefit of asking questions is that you're suddenly going to have more information to keep what you're talking about relevant. So that's the first one. They probably have a lack of rapport. The second one is they're a poor listener. They probably don't listen very well, and therefore we don't even know if we're being relevant. Third reason you're getting a lot of objections is that a lot of times it's our language. You know, you got salesman breath. They smell it on you, and then their alarms go off like, oh, this person's just trying to sell me something, and it turns them off. Let me ask another thing real quick. What's the first rule of objections? Somebody give it to me. What's the first rule of objections? That's right, Mark. 80% of the sale is rapport. Daryl went with 85. I ain't even mad at that. It's in the Kaizen Academy. If you go to millionaireminded.com, Van, and you register for the newsletter, there on that same website, you'll also see all kinds of stuff about the Kaizen Academy. So don't trip. You can also reach out to me or Jamal. We'll get it to you. Don't worry. What's the first rule of objections, y'all? Let me see who's millionaire minded. What's the first rule of objections? Anybody notice? What's the first thing we do when somebody says, oh, I don't have the money, or oh, that's too expensive, or, you know, I don't have the time? What's the first thing we do, y'all? Somebody give it to me. What's the first thing we do? What's the first rule of objections? Anybody notice? I don't care what objection they say. I ain't got the money. I ain't got the time. I ain't got the relationships. You know, I'm not good at this. I've been a loser my whole life. I'm a professional victim, right? No matter what they, come on, Ashley. Come on, Kim. Hey, man, there's something brewing over there on the West Coast, y'all. Come on, Kim. See, that's how I know ASM changes lives. People starting to get it. Let's go, Technisha. People starting to get it. That's exactly right, Jay. You acknowledge it. You honor it. Exactly, Kenya. Exactly. You agree. That's right, Ruby. Let's go. So the first thing we do is we agree with them. So they say something like, it's too expensive. And then we say it to them. We be like, yeah, it is expensive. They wanted to make a cheaper version, but they knew it wouldn't work. And they didn't want to rip you off. Y'all got me? That's how I would respond if they say it's too expensive. What just happened? When I said, yes, it is expensive, I agreed with them. Then I said they wanted to make a cheaper version. That proves mine is quality. And then I say, but they knew it wouldn't work. So that now insinuates the other stuff don't work. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So first I agreed with him. And then I said, yeah, they wanted to make a cheaper version, but they knew it wouldn't work. And they didn't want to rip you off. So now they know that this project is tested and true and solid, and they can count on it. You with me? What if they say something like, I like it, Jay. I like it, Jay, but I don't have any money, right? What do we say then? We'd be like, of course you don't have any money. That's why I'm talking to you now. You don't want to continue to live like that the rest of your life. So let's sit down and figure out a way for you to start so you can finally get the money you want. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Yeah. You're like, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. That's perfect. I'm glad you said that. Of course you don't have any money. That's why I'm talking to you right now. You don't want it to be that way the rest of your life. Why don't we sit down and figure out a way to get started so we can get you the money you need? Everybody with me? Drop some fire emojis if you're going to go back and watch the replay and write that down. What if they say something like, what if they say something like, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. What we going to say? I like that, Vanessa. Yeah, I said the same thing. I like that. I like that, Kim. I used to be just like you. I like that. And Kim, we might even say, I'm just like you. Girl, you think just like me. Because we always like people who are like us. You got me? Okay, LaShondra tuning in, getting some of this good game. I like that, boss lady. So if they hit us with, I don't know anybody. We're like, of course you don't. Of course you don't. That's why I'm talking to you now. You don't want to be that way the rest of your life. So let's get started now and join the company training program so we can learn how to meet people and, make new friends and influence people. And we'll build a great business together. We'll get to travel, have fun. Let's do this, girl. Y'all see what I'm saying? We agree with them first. Everybody with me? Here's another shortcut you can use after any objection. Somebody type this in the comments. Let's talk about that. That's the shortcut. Whenever they give you an objection, be like, girl, I know just how you feel. Okay, let's talk about that. Somebody type that in the comments. I know just how you feel. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Now what happened? We've honored their objection. You got me? We just now bought ourselves some time if we weren't quite sure what to say yet. Now we get to uncover. This one's really important. So number one, we honored it. Number two, we gave ourselves some time to think of what to say. But here's the cold one, y'all. Here's the cold one. Exactly, Ms. Wood. Here's the cold one, y'all. Check it out. Now I can uncover if it was a false objection before I start wasting a bunch of time dealing with an objection that ain't even their real objection. So we say, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. I know just how you're feeling. Let's talk about that. I hope this is making sense. Come on, Dr. Marilyn. Dr. Marilyn just typed in fire. That's what I love. Typed in fire. Let's go. Yeah, get Sean here. Get Sean here, LaShondra. All right. Yeah, and not only make them feel that way, but show them that we are there for them and that we like them. That's exactly right, Queen. All right, here's number 6. What's the number one thing to look for in a prospect? How can I identify a good prospect? All right. I like this question, but not for the reasons y'all think. I like this question because it brings to the forefront something a lot of people don't consider. And I know we got to get out of here. We're running out of time. But check this out, y'all. Check this out. Prospects are neutral. We're the ones that make them good or bad. Matter of fact, I'm going to take it another level. I was just talking to LaShondra about this yesterday. Prospects are really pre-sold. I demonstrated a bunch of times last weekend in Advanced Sales Mastery. I was like, check it out. If I'm standing in front of a big room and I say, do y'all want more money or less money? Everybody's going to say more. If I say, do you want more free time or less free time, everybody's going to be like, more. If I say, do you want to spend more time or less time with your family? Some people are going to say more. No, I'm just playing. Some people even going to say more to that. Yeah, I kind of like my family. You know what I mean? My point is, prospects are pre-sold, y'all. We're the ones that ruin them. There are people everywhere that need what it is you got. There are people everywhere, y'all. So, what's the number one thing you look for? Let me see it in the comments. Do you look for motivation? Do you look for stability? You know, that they have a job and all that. Do you look for them to have skills? Do you look for them to have the right attitude? What's the number one thing you look for? Can I see it in the comments? What's the number one thing you look for in a prospect? Let me see what y'all say. Just give me about 10 more minutes and we're going to be out of here, y'all. I know we normally end at 8 o'clock, but let me just get through the rest of these questions. If you're wondering where we got the questions from, make sure you go join the newsletter. This is our free newsletter. It comes out every Friday at 3:30 p.m. Today's newsletter is a dog. So I hope y'all signed up. Okay, but let me see it. What do y'all look for? Miss Cochran said the right attitude. Sean was like desire and willingness. I like it. Kim looks for coachability. Ken looks for the problems they're facing. Kay looks for confidence. Let me tell you something. Everybody write this in the comments. Number one thing you're looking for is a desire to change. The desire for change. Desire is an emotion, y'all. Desire is an emotion. Emotion creates action. If there's no emotion, there's no motivation. I was talking to LaShondra about that yesterday, as a matter of fact, that a lot of times the problem is that we haven't tapped into their emotion. We let them throw something out and then we just accept it on face value. We don't dig in and make them more emotional about this problem that they had. That's why I have you ask them questions like, yo, who else is this problem starting to affect? How is this problem showing up in your life? How does your life look this time next year if you don't fix this problem? Do you think this is the kind of problem that could get worse? Or do you think this is the kind of problem that'll kind of like solve itself eventually? These are good questions. You might want to rewind this and write those questions down. I know I gave Sean and LaShondra the homework to come up with 25 fire questions that they'll ask a prospect. I just gave you a couple more. How did you first start to notice that this was a problem for you? You know, how is this problem showing up in your life? And then the new one I gave you was, I was like, if you don't solve this problem, a year from now, how does your life look? Or I said you could ask him this, Miss Kim. I said you could ask him this, Miss Kim. I said you could ask him, do you feel like if you keep this problem, it'll eventually solve itself? Or do you feel like it's something that you got to proactively kind of dig in and fix? What are your thoughts on that? One of my favorite is quickly becoming. So are you sure you even need to fix this problem right now? Or what makes you so sure now is the time to fix this problem? Because literally their answer is them selling themselves. I told them last weekend, right? I was like, it's like an egg. If the crack happens from the outside, life ends. But if the crack happens from the inside, life is beginning. So I need them to come up with the epiphany on their own. Does that make sense? I need them to think about what it is they need. I hope that's making sense. I can't give them the answer. I need them to come up with the answer. It's always going to be more powerful when you know the answer versus when you're told the answer. Does that make sense? Another thing that I'm quick to say is, hey, I'm looking for people who have 2 jobs and want to get rid of one of them. I'm looking for people with 2 jobs who'd like to get rid of one of them. Can somebody type that in the comments for me? I'm looking for people with 2 jobs who might want to get rid of one of them. What do I know if they got 2 jobs? I know they got work ethic. I know that they need extra money. I know that they're hungry. I know that they're willing to make sacrifices for the things that they know they need. I mean, people with 2 jobs, that's a powerful prospect. Does that make sense, y'all? Thank you, Technisha. Thank you, Sade. Listen, y'all, get in the Kaizen Academy today. It's less than a cup of coffee per day. You know, you mess around, be sharing the link with your teammates and whatnot. We don't encourage that, because here's what I want you to understand. If you love me and then don't want to pay for my service, don't you understand you're creating that same vibration with your prospects? Oh, they love you, but they don't want to pay for your service. Why? Because you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You feel me, Shakayla? So the more you love me and don't support me, is the more people are going to love you and not support you. It's weird how it works. But what goes around comes around. Am I making sense, Kay? That's exactly right. I'm looking for people with 2 jobs and wants to get rid of one of them. So sometimes you can even throw that to your friends. I know this ain't for you, but if you know anybody with 2 jobs who might want to get rid of one of them, can you please recommend me? Hope I'm making sense. Okay, moving right along. Y'all can rewind that thing and write it down if you couldn't write quick enough. All right, the next question we got was somebody was talking about the virtual coffee breaks. You're talking about how sometimes if you can't meet with them in person because they're in another state, right, Sade? Right, Miss Kim Connor? What you can do a lot of times is get on Zoom and have coffee. They got their coffee, you got your coffee, and y'all have a little coffee break on Zoom. So this person was like, is it possible we could have a wine and cheese party over Zoom? Or could we have beer over Zoom? Could we have like harder drinks over Zoom? And I'm like, okay, here's my answer to that. I like where you're going with it. You have the right idea. You want to give them reasons to show up. You want to give them incentives to show up. Just be careful you don't attract the wrong kind of people by offering the wrong kind of incentive. You got me? Because they might, be the kind of person that prefers to be drinking hard liquor in the morning at coffee time. It's like, maybe they ain't the best prospect. You got me? Some uses for Zoom that you may want to consider is you can build relationships with your team. You can do product education. You can do product announcements, stuff like that. You can create opportunity awareness. You can do financial literacy trainings. You can do financial awareness. What are some other things, y'all, we could do to get people to our Zooms? What are some good incentives? This will be the last thing I ask y'all. We out of here. We out of time. I'm going to throw the affirmation line on here. All right. But good, Christia. Good. All right. So what are some other incentives we can use to get people to our Zooms? Let me see some of your best ideas, Kay or Sade or Dr. Marilyn Technisha. Miss Kim Connor is in the house from Colorado Springs. Do y'all know how early it is in Colorado Springs? For Miss Connor to be here, you're looking at a leader. Somebody need an accountability partner. You might want to holler at Miss Kim Connor. You might want to holler at her. Ken said you could host educational webinars. Okay, that might be a good incentive. What else somebody got? You could give away gas cards. You could say, I'm raffling off a gas card randomly to whoever's there 5 minutes ahead of time. If you get there 5 minutes early, you're going to be in a running for a gas card raffle. You got me? Tell them to drop that Cash App before the call. Kay is like, I'm going to skip straight to bribery. I ain't mad at that, though. I ain't mad at that. What else, y'all? What else? Anybody else got any ideas we can use to incentivize people? Right, we could do drawings. We could do raffles. We could teach them new skills. Ken said it's 5:09 in Arizona. I love it. All right. So I hope this is helpful, y'all. I hope this is helpful. Give a free webinar with gifts. That's another good one. Come on, y'all. We got dozens and dozens of people watching on the, between the different platforms. We got a bunch of people listening in on the live line. What are your best ideas to incentivize people showing up to your Zoom? Anybody else want to share? Yeah, they talking about bribery. She just skipped straight to bribery. All right, y'all. Hopefully you got something out of this. We're going to get out of here. It's 10 minutes after. That's what I promise you. It's affirmation time, y'all. Call in right now. Say it like you mean it. I am